Assalamu'alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the dynamics of the development of unity and integrity in the context of maintaining NKRI. But firstly, I would like to introduce myself, who will speak in this occasion. My name is Huki Noor, NIM 3301420036. Okay, let's start the discussion. The essence of the Negara Kesatuan Republik Indonesia, or NKRI. Number 1. Concept of the unitary state, unitarism. According to C.F. Strong in his book A History of Modern Political Constitution, a unitary state is a form of state in which the highest legislative authority is centered in a national legislative body. State power is held by the central government. The central government can hand over part of its power to the regions based on autonomy right. But at the last stake, the power remains in the hands of the central government. At this time, Indonesia is a unitary state that adheres to a decentralized system through the regional autonomy mechanism. With this system, the central government gives part of government authority to autonomous regions, provinces, and districts and cities. However, there are powers that are not given to autonomous regions, namely authority in the fields of foreign policy, religion, justice, defense, security, monetary, and national fiscal. Number 2. Characteristic of the NKRI. Since its birth on August 17, 1945, Indonesia has had the same determination that this country will exist in the international world in the form of a unitary state. This determination is stated in the second paragraph of the preamble of the 1945 Constitution of the Republic of Indonesia, which read, "And the struggle for the Indonesian independence movement has arrived at a happy moment, the sentosa of bringing the Indonesian people to the front gate of the independence of an independent unit, sovereign, prosperous Indonesia." The 1945 Constitution of the Republic of Indonesia confirmed the existence of Indonesia as a unitary state and eliminated doubt about the breakup of the unitary state of the Republic of Indonesia. The article in the 1945 Constitution of the Republic of Indonesia have reinforced the principles of the NKRI and have not, in the slightest, changed the NKRI into a federal state. The characteristics of the unitary states of Indonesia can also be viewed from a regional perspective. Article 25A of the 1945 Constitution of the Republic of Indonesia stipulates that the unitary states of the Republic of Indonesia is an archipelagic country characterized by an archipelago with an area whose boundaries and rights are determined by law. Thus, although the territory of Indonesia consists of thousands of islands, all of them are bound in one state, namely the unitary state of the Republic of Indonesia. Next discussion is the unity of the Indonesian nation from time to time. Number 1. Unity and national unity during the independence revolution period. In this period, the 1945 constitution was used as a guideline. However, in its implementation, it has not been able to be carried out purely and consequently. This is because the Indonesian nation has just declared its independence. At the time, all the powers of the state were focused on defending the independence that had just been won from the undermining of foreign power that wanted to colonize Indonesia again. There was a change in the government system. What was originally a presidential system of government changed to a parliamentary government. However, the parliamentary system of government did not last long. The system was effective starting on November 14, 1945 and ending on December 27, 1949. During that time, there were several cabinet changes. This period was also marked by the emergence of separatist movement with the aim of establishing a new state that separated itself from the Republic of Indonesia. Number 2 is unity and national unity in the period of the Unit Republic of Indonesia. At this time, the Unit State Republic of Indonesia Constitution of 1949 was used as a guide. Based on this constitution, the form of our country is a union or federation with 15 states. The form of government in effect during this period was a republic. The characteristics of the republic were applied when the election of Insinyur Soekarno as President of the Republic of Indonesia and Drs. Mohatta as Prime Minister. The government system in this period was a quasi-parliamentary system. The result of the agreement in the Round Table Conference indeed required Indonesia to change from a unitary state to a union state. There have been various reactions from various circles of the Indonesian nation demanding the dissolution of the state and returning to the unity of the NRI. So, on March 8, 1950, the federal government issued Emergency Law Number 11 of 1950, which regulates the procedure for changing the state structure of the state. With the existence of this law, almost all states merged with the NRI, based in Yogyakarta. Finally, Negara RIS only has 3 states, namely NRI, Negara Indonesia Timur, and Negara Sumatera Timur. On August 17, 1950, the RIS Constitution was replaced by the Provisional Constitution of 1950. Since then, the government has run the government using the 1950 Provisional Constitution. during the time of the Unit Republic of Indonesia were also separatist movements that occurred in several parts of Indonesia. Number 3. Unity and national unity during the liberal democracy period. The form of the Indonesian state in this period was a unit whose power was held by the central government. Relations with regions are based on the principle of decentralization, the form of government applied in a republic, where the head of state is a president who is assisted by a vice president. Insinyur Soekarno and Drs. Muhammad Hatta returned to fill the two positions. The government system adopted in this period was a parliamentary system of government using a parliamentary cabinet chaired by a prime minister. In fact, the practice of the parliamentary government system that was implemented during the time of the 1950 Constitution did not bring the Indonesian nation towards prosperity, political order, and stability. This is reflected in the ups and downs of the cabinet in the period 1950 until 1959, where there have been 7 changes of cabinet. There was an endless debate, while on the other hand, the condition of the state was getting worse and uncontrolled, which threatened the unity and integrity of the nation. This condition prompted the president to use his powers, namely to issue a presidential decree on July 5, 1959. During this period, there were also several separatist movements in the regions. Next, number 4. Unity and national unity during the Old Order period. Our country returns to using the 1945 Constitution as the state constitution, which is positioned as the principle of state administration. Since the reenactment of the 1945 Constitution, the President has been the head of state and head of government. In this period, President Soekarno initiated the concept of quiet democracy. In the beginning, the idea of quiet democracy was a democracy led by wisdom in deliberation or representation. However, over time, it shifted the being led by the president or great leader of the revolution. So ultimately, everything is based on the leadership of the rules, in this case the government. Also, the implementation of government in this period was based on constitution. In reality, there were many divisions against Pancasila and the 1945 Constitution. Number 5. Unity and unity in the New Order period. President Soekarno's leadership with his quiet democracy fell in 1966. Sukarno's fall marks the end of the old order and was replaced by a new force, known as the New Order, led by Suharto. He emerged as the leader of the New Order who was ready to rebuild a government based on Pancasila and the 1945 Constitution in a pure and consistent manner. The main priorities carried out by the New Order government rest on stable economic development and national stability. While holding state power, the New Order government continued to implement a presidential system of government. However, in the course of his administration, the New Order made several deviations against Pancasila and the 1945 Constitution. Some of the most prominent constitutional deviations during the New Order government, as well as the weaknesses of the New Order government system, were as follows. A. Economic sector. Economic administration is not based on Article 33 of the 1945 Constitution. The occurrence of economic monopoly practice. B. Politics. Government is centralistic. Various decisions are socialist with a command system. There is no freedom to criticize the running of the government. Collusion, corruption, and nepotism, or KKN, are common practice which of course harm the country's economy and public trust. C. Legal field. The rule of law cannot be enforced because there are many law enforcers who tend to side with certain people according to their interests. These worrisome conditions have led to the reform movement overthrowing authoritarian regimes. So, on May 21, 1998, President Suharto declared his resignation. Next, number 6. Unity and unity during the Reformation period. On May 21, 1998, President Suharto declared his resignation. In exchange, B.J. Habibie, who at the time served as vice president, was inaugurated as the third President of the Republic of Indonesia. President B.J. Habibie's term of office ended after his accountability was rejected by the MPR General Session on October 20, 1999. Entering the reform era, the Indonesian nation was determined to create a democratic government system. One of the forms of reform carried out by the Indonesian nation is to make change or amendment to the 1945 Constitution. Amendment to the 1945 Constitution have been carried out by the MPR 4 times, namely in 1999, 2000, 2001, and 2002. Changes to the 1945 Constitution have changed the role and relations of the President and DPR. Now, the 1945 Constitution of the Republic of Indonesia provides a more proportional role balance to state institutions. In addition, amendment to the 1945 Constitution also changed the Indonesian constitutional structure. The 1945 Constitution of the Republic of Indonesia has the elimination and addition of state institutions. That's all. Sorry if there are many mistakes, and thank you very much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.